Hey guys, Thundera here. Welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you won't miss any of my videos. Today we're back with another build video, and we are building a family home in Willow Creek. It's one of the last two lots in one of the neighborhoods I've been building, so let's get into it. So first, this is the Gallagher family that I made for this house. We have Toby and Finn. They are the dads. They have Beckett, who is the child, and then they wanted to try for one more child. Well, they got twins with Paisley and Phoenix, who are infants. Toby is a writer, and Finn is in the entertainer career. So I will upload these guys to the gallery. My ID is Thundera Shadow. Let's get into the build. This house will also be available on the gallery. It's called the Yellow Family House. It is 72,032 simoleons, 3 bedrooms, 2 bath with an office. It's built on the Riverside Roost lot in Willow Creek. The reason why it's yellow is because Toby, the dad who is the writer, also likes the color yellow. And I've been wanting to use a certain the yellow shingles from Growing Together for so long, and I was so happy that he liked yellow because that meant that I could use them. The only other likes and dislikes that we really got, because I didn't pay attention to their decor styles, was that Finn, the other dad, does not like the color yellow, but his son Beckett, he dislikes the color white, but his son Beckett likes the color white. So yeah, and then Finn also just does not like gardening, so there's not much landscaping going on. But right now we're just roofing and getting the general shell done. I will say this is not what it ends up looking like. It changes a lot throughout just as I was building and going along. I grabbed these columns from Seasons just to put on this front porch because I really wanted to have it covered by a roof. So I'm just doing that right now. And then just going to bring it across. And then I kind of just didn't like how that looked. Like I didn't like the overhang, so I got rid of the overhang. And I shrunk the porch, and I end up later on shrinking the porch a lot more than that. But you can see that later on. And I grab some stairs from Base Game. These ones right here, and I just put them on both the front and the back porches. And I was originally thinking I was going to keep the budget around $50,000. I went a little bit more, but that's because this neighborhood, like the first neighborhood that we did, was more of starter homes. This neighborhood, or like families just starting out, that sort of homes. This neighborhood, I kind of feel like is more established families, established homes, and that's like some where they've been in their careers for a little while, and these guys, I didn't even bother to put them higher level in their career. But yeah, that's what this neighborhood gives off to me, that they've been there a little bit longer and they've saved up the money and gotten to this point. And this is the yellow shingles I wanted to use from Growing Together. And then I paired it with the stone from Growing Together. And I really like how that looked with the columns from Seasons. And then I really wanted to break it up. I didn't want like just the stone to end and the shingles to start on the side of the house there. So I really wanted to put, I always get it mixed up on if it's a frieze or what, but I wanted to put like that little divider, the detail trim in between the two stories. So that's what I'm trying to figure out now. And it took me a good while to figure it out. I cut out most of that footage, but I end up going, yeah, it's frieze. Frieze. It's the F one. I use this yellow one from Growing Together. The only issue for me was that it was poking through the roof back here. And I just could not get it to not poke through at some of it. So I ended up putting this pergola from my wedding stories, and I was going to use two of them just to sort of have this whole area closed in. I just did not look like how it looked. Like right now, I'm fiddling with them, but I just did not like how they looked. So I decided just to get rid of the second one and then just pull out this side of the house and just make it a flat edge back here. And then just going to line the roofs up a little bit better. And then just trying to make sure that that is what I like, and then going on with the roof trim, except I kind of realized quite fast I wasn't going to be able to put roof trim just yet because I hadn't even looked at the roof paint. For the roof paint, I just went with a simple black shingle right here, and then I went back and looked for some roof trim, and I ended up going with just plain white. And I know that one of the dads doesn't like white, but I want to say that he doesn't like everything being white. Like the accents, I think, are fine with them being white. It's just he doesn't want it like to be everything. So that's where I was, just because the white accents, and I'm going to fix to add in a lot more with like all of the fencing and stuff like that. So yeah, but the white accents just kind of helped the house and made it pop so well that I just really liked how it looked. So right now we're just looking for the fencing. And just going to grab the growing together fencing to put around the porches, and then I grab the matching railing to go on these stairs. And I ended up having to put that freeze back quite a few times. I don't know how many times I'm going to end up showing it, but I had to put it back quite a few times. And then this paranormal flooring was the perfect color to match the house. So right now I'm just drawing the fencing in, and I ended up going with a different fence than this one just because I really wanted to have a taller fence, and this one just to me wasn't quite as tall as what I wanted. So I ended up going with this one right here, and I really like the look of that. So just going and looking at doors now. And I go with this yellow growing together one. I really liked that I could add pops of yellow with all the growing together stuff, with the different growing together doors and windows. And it did not feel like it was overwhelmingly yellow. Like, I think if I had made the whole house this yellow shingle, I don't think it would have looked that great, y'all. I'm going to be honest here. But I really liked how if I just kept it to the upper story and then just added pops of yellow down below, that it was just really, it was a lot more balanced. I put that cats and dogs window on the eaves, and then I needed to go ahead and do the floor plan so I could know where to put the rest of the windows. And at first I was thinking there was going to be a bathroom over here, because I kind of thought that that was like the perfect spot for it. However, it ends up not being. I put a half wall here just to try and get it to not be a full-on mudroom, but to have some separation, because I was planning on putting the kitchen up front, and then that other room that I had squared off was going to be the office for the writer. And then I put a bathroom in between there, but then when I went to go take this bathroom out, I realized that that was kind of taking away the wall that I had meant for my kitchen. So I was going to put that room back and make it into a pantry. But the only way to fully have it work right was to put an archway right where I wanted my cabinets to go. Otherwise, you was going to have to walk around and outside of the kitchen to get to the pantry, and that just didn't make any sense to me. So I was trying several different ways to try and get this to work because I really wanted that kitchen up front. But I end up with a different layout that I think works just as well as if that one would have worked. I just didn't feel like there needed to be more than one bathroom on this lower floor. So, and then I was thinking about just doing it like this, but this was just like a weird nook where there was really nothing that I could put there. So I decided just to move the kitchen and forget that idea, move the kitchen back this way, and I was like, well, I don't have to have an open concept. I always build open concepts, so let's try not having one this time. And I grab this archway from Growing Together. And then I really liked this idea, and I kind of got a little bit more on board with it as I kept going. And so I end up pulling the room all the way across, which of course messes up things outside, but I end up going back and fixing them. And I was going to look at different archways, but I really just like this Growing Together one, so I decided to leave it. And this room will now become the kitchen and dining room. Have the living room up front, and then a bedroom and what I thought was going to be an office. And then just trying to put stairs in. Trying to figure out the original spot that I wanted them to go in, they just didn't work there. Even after I did this, just because the top floor was not underneath where I was trying to put them. So it just wasn't going to work. So I ended up putting them right in front of the door, which meant that I had to get rid of this half wall or else nobody's getting into the house unless they go to the back. And then I put up a wall here just sort of as more of a divider. And then I was looking at this upper floor, and right now I'm thinking, okay, I've got the office covered, I've got the bedroom downstairs covered, I've got just one more bedroom to go, and that was going to be for Beckett, so he didn't need this big of a room. I forgot that this family had infants. I'm not going to lie on that one. I totally forgot. So here I'm making Beckett's room and figuring out where the bathroom's going to go. And full on thinking that I had everything else covered downstairs. Not even realizing I'm just going to fix the roof. Not even realizing that I still had no bedroom for... Either I had a bedroom for the infants or I had an office for the dad who is a writer. I did not have both of those things. So I'm just going to fix the roof real fast and I will figure out that problem in just a moment. So just having to fix all of the roofing because I had messed it up, and then just putting part of the frieze back and repainting walls and everything. And I actually don't notice that at this point the foundation on that one side is missing until I go to do the terrain paint. So, but I do find it, I do fix it, so just going to finish fixing up the roofing over here. And then get all the right colors and everything on everything. And I really like how the roofing came out. I think it gives it a lot of interest. It's not just like one big piece across or anything, so I felt like it came out really good. And then just going to grab my cats and dogs window back. And then going to put in some doors. Because at this point I'm thinking I have all the rooms that I need. I grabbed these white ones from Dream Home Decorator. Put them downstairs, and then I go upstairs and grab another one. And this is where I'm kind of figuring out, wait a minute. If that's an office downstairs, where am I putting the twins? So I was trying to figure that out, trying to also figure out this roof so that this piece wouldn't clip through, but I could not get it not to. So it could have been worse. I decided just to make this little room over here the office instead and have the infants have a room downstairs just because I didn't think that there needed to be that huge of an office. So now we're just going back and looking at windows. So I wanted to have some big windows up front, and I really liked the growing together ones that had like the yellow as the inside of the window, like the pane and everything. So I put a few of these big ones around. And then I actually was trying to figure out if there was a different window I could match, but they gave us a full set for once, so I was like, I might as well just go ahead and use the full set of windows because that's what's going to match the best for this whole thing. So that's what I'm doing right now is I'm just grabbing some of the other windows and matching it. And then I'm going to sort by that pack just so I can see all of the windows. And just making a bit of a bigger window over here. And just going to keep placing them around where I think they would fit. These windows actually don't stay just because there was no other windows on that side of the house except for a couple upstairs. And I just didn't think that it needed it. So I put some up here in this bathroom. And then I put a couple of these smaller ones over here. And then just a couple of these windows over here. And that was pretty much all of the windows done. Like I said, I ended up taking these two out. I just did not think that it needed them there. It just felt uneven just having them in the back side of the house back there. Now we're just going to go and grab a mailbox, and I grabbed the one from Seasons. And I really like how all of the stones seems to match between the foundation, the columns, the wallpaper, and the mailbox. And then I grabbed a couple of trash cans, and I'm fully thinking that these are both trash cans. Like at my house, we have 2 trash cans in case we use one and it's completely full and it hasn't been picked up yet. We totally have 2 trash cans to use. And then I went ahead and did the lighting in this house. So those lights in the kitchen and dining are from Dream Home Decorator. This is just a base game light for both of the bathrooms. And then in the main living space, I put this base game light. I grabbed this tiny living light for the mudroom. And it will actually become a full-on room in just a moment. I don't know if I do it right now or if it's going to be a little bit later. I think I go ahead and do it because at this point, it might as well go ahead and be its own room just because we have the space. Like the house has the space for it, and it kind of just fits perfect there. So I go and I grab an archway, and that's just from base game as well. And then to finish off the lighting, I go and I grab the cloud light from base game for the infant's bedroom, not toddlers. Then for the main bedroom, I grab this light from the fitness pack. Upstairs, I grab this light from City Living for Beckett's room. And then just this simple light from base game for the office and the hallway up here. But first I needed to get this fencing on these parts around the stair where it doesn't have to be a wall just because it kind of opens it up a little bit more. So I didn't want like a full-on wall. And I got that light in there. And then we are going to move on to flooring and wallpaper. So I was just trying to figure out what all I wanted. And I definitely wanted carpet in the bedroom. So I went with this carpet right here from Discover University for Beckett's room. And then I used a carpet from Dine Out for both the infants and the main bedroom. And then onto tile. I tried a couple of different tile floors, but I kind of had in mind what wallpaper I wanted, like what tile wallpaper. So I go with this base game tile for both floors, and I use this chevron tile from Growing Together in the yellow for both of the bathroom walls. And then moving on to the rest of the flooring in the house, except for the kitchen, of course. Just trying to find, first I wanted something different in the mudroom, but I couldn't really find anything that I thought would work well So I just decided to go ahead and do some wood in the entire house, and I go with this wood from Eco Lifestyle. I just use control and then like the less than greater than sign to flip it. And I use that in the living room, the mudroom, the dining room, the hallway, all of that. And then over here for the kitchen flooring, I go with some tile from Vampire Pack. And then for the tile for the kitchen walls, I go with this yellow from Growing Together. I really think that the two yellows, even though they're two different packs, worked well together. And then I went with this wallpaper just in a different color for the dining room. And then I used this wallpaper right here from Cats and Dogs for the main living space and the hallway upstairs and around the steps. I just used a plain white for the mudroom because I didn't really think that there needed to be anything in there. Then I used this wallpaper from Base Game for the infant's room. And I used a wallpaper from High School Years. This one right here just in a darker swatch. This right here for the main bedroom. Upstairs, we still have the office and Beckett's room. So for Beckett's room, I wasn't really sure where to go because he kind of just gave me that he likes the color white, but I just did not think that he'd have like a full-on white room. So I went with this wallpaper here from Discovery University. And then for the office, I was really trying to figure out, okay, what would be in the writer's office. I know that he's the one that likes the color yellow, but at this point we had so much yellow going on. I ended up going with the same wallpaper that is in Beckett's room, just in the black swatch. So now we are in the mudroom. And I grab these like pieces of the couch from Dream Home Decorator and make myself a bench over here. And then just going to go and grab a shoe rack. And I actually go with this full-on rack right here and put it over to the side here. And then I grab 3 backpacks, one for Beckett and one for each of the twins. Just going to grab them and place them over here by these shoes so they are ready to go out the door. And I sized down 2 of the backpacks for the twins because I figured that that's what they take with them to go to daycare or preschool or wherever they're going. And then I grabbed 2 of these shelves right here that you can hang the clothes on from Dream Home Decorator, and I went and grabbed a couple of the hanging clothes as well. And at first I had this kids one, but I think that this other one that I end up putting here works a little bit better for a mudroom. This one right here. And then I just go and grab a couple of boxes and bins and things like that for up here. And then I go and get a rug, and this rug is from High School Years. And then just going and grabbing the umbrella stand. And then I go to the pre-made rooms a lot just because some of them have some good items in them and I don't really want to have to search for them. So I grabbed from this entryway from Seasons the thermostat, the decoration box, and then this little basket that has like towels and things in it as if you're going to the beach. And I just raised it up and put it on the bench. And then moving on to the living room. Just going to go and grab a base game TV and put it on the wall. And then I really wanted a yellow couch. I know that we have several of them, but I wanted something that looked comfy and cozy. So I grabbed this one from Paranormal. And then just looking to see if there was like a love seat that I wanted to put beside it. I ended up going with chairs. I went with 2 of this black Eco Lifestyle chair. I just put 2 of them off to the side here. I really think that the black and the white, black and yellow plays really well together. And I grabbed this console and a video game system. And then I grabbed the 3 owl statue from Growing Together. And then I wanted some toys on top of the console as if the kids had left them out, or maybe the dads left them out because they had been playing and they went to put the kids down. And I figure if there's a writer in the house, there's gonna be multiple bookshelves throughout. So I grabbed this one for down here. Then I'm just gonna put a plant beside it. And I end up grabbing this one from base game. And then I thought it would be cute to have like a table beside it, so beside the couch. So I grabbed a table from the Book Nook kit. Definitely had to use that just because of the fact that you have a writer in the house. There's going to be books probably everywhere. And so on top of this table, I grabbed a stack of books, almost as if he's like researching, or maybe these are his books he's currently working on or something. And then as far as a rug, I go with this one from Cats and Dogs. I just sized it down. And then over here in this little nook, I made it into a kids' play space because I don't think that they would like tell the kids they can't have toys downstairs. So I grabbed a castle dollhouse. I got a toy box. And then I went and grabbed a rug. At first I was going to use this one, but I think they would have a fun rug over here in the kids' space. So I changed it with this base game one and made it the space swatch. Then I went and I grabbed the Blarfy, that's a dog, from Cats and Dogs. And I just put it over here. Put some curtains up. These are from Eco Lifestyle. And I changed the swatch to a really nice black and yellow one that I don't know that I've ever looked at it close enough to actually see. And I thought that came out really well. And then as far as like wall decals and things go, first off there was really nothing else to put in this room. I mean, it's not a huge room. It doesn't need to be a huge room. So I just put some rugs over here leading down the hall into the 2 bedrooms and everything. And then as far as wall hanging goes, I put the railing on the stairs as well. As far as wall hangings go, I really think that this family would have like a big gallery wall with just all these pictures that the dads have taken over the years. And so I made one. These picture frames come with growing together. So I just made like a big gallery wall. These are some that you unlock through some of the gameplay, so. And then as far as the kids space, I put the decal that is the hot air balloons on the one wall. And then I was going to put the decals of like the moon and the clouds over here on this other wall. And I changed the color and I just didn't like it. So I ended up changing them out. But this is me trying to change the color, but thinking, well, maybe if they're a different color, they'll work a little bit better. But with this wallpaper, they just weren't working. So I went with these pictures of the different animals in the yellow swatches. So you have the bunny, the dinosaur, the ladybug, and the elephant over here. And then just moving on to the kitchen, I really wanted some yellow cabinets. So I went and I filtered by them. And I didn't like them. So, not for this house anyway. I just end up going with the cabinets from the Cool Kitchen pack. And I used them in the black and white. And just put them around and just getting my layout done over here. Leaving space for the fridge and the stove. And then I really wanted an island. I thought that would be a nice touch. And I grabbed some of these yellow chairs from Discover University. I grabbed the sink and the trash can. Those are usually 2 items I forget. So for me to go ahead and grab them before the fridge and the stove, that's actually a really good thing. And then I also grabbed the appliances from the Cool Kitchen pack as well. And I grabbed a vent hood At first I was going to go with this one, but then I saw the Growing Together one, and I thought that would fit so perfectly considering how much other Growing Together stuff I've used. I got the fire alarm, and then I put in the upper cabinets that are also from the Cool Kitchen pack. So just putting those in. And then just going to keep putting them along the wall. And then just going to put in a microwave and a coffee machine, and then just adding in some clutter like the paper towels and the dish rack. And then I grabbed a yellow pot from, I want to say it's the Country Kitchen kit. No, it's from Cottage Living. I end up putting that on top of the refrigerator because it's still usable when you do that. So I put that up here. And then moving on to the dining room, I grabbed a table. I wasn't really certain if I wanted a wood table or not, but I ended up going with this one from Base Game and just like a lighter wood than what the walls and the floor was. And then I found a chair that actually matched it really well. And this one is from Snowy Escape. And I put those around, and then I also put out 2 high chairs because they do have twin infants. And they matched really well, as like they matched the wood tone really nicely. And then I was looking for the plant from Growing Together, but I was also noticing our money was getting low. So I grabbed this plant from Growing Together for the center of the table. And then just looking for a piece of art, I grabbed this from Seasons. And then just going to grab the same Eco Lifestyle curtains for that window. Moving on to the bathroom, I grabbed the shower tub combo from Growing Together. I was trying to figure out which one would work that I thought would work the best. I ended up going with the one from Growing Together because it does come with the yellow tub. And I grabbed this Base Game toilet and a couple of the toddler potties from Growing Together just to go ahead and get them in there because they are going to need them. And then I grabbed this sink and then some toilet paper. And then just going to put in some towels. And these black ones are from the bathroom clutter kit. These other ones are from Growing Together, but I figured that since this is the main bathroom, not only the main bathroom, but it's also like the bathroom where the twins and the dads are going to use, that they would have some towels in here. So I went and I grabbed this mirror from Cats and Dogs, just in the black. And I actually go back in later and put a few other things in there. But right now we have moved on to the twins' room. And so we're grabbing the cribs. And then just getting those in here. And then looking for some curtains. I really like the ones from Growing Together because of just the detail that they have on them. I love the pom-poms holding them back. So I got those in yellow. And then I grabbed a couple of the infant play mats. There really wasn't much that I had to put in this room just because infants really only need cribs, a changing table, and which I'm fixing to grab, and then the play mats, and then some toys, which, I mean, there's not really much to put in these rooms. But I decided to move the beds down a little bit and give the changing table a little bit more room so I could get the one with the trash can. And just looking at everything else that I could possibly put, I decided to put a bear in here along with another toy box because I felt like they would probably have multiple toys. So then I'm getting this little book rack from the Base Game, and I'm going to actually put it over here by the cribs. There just wasn't room for like a rocking chair or anything. I moved the toy box over here And so there really wasn't much else to put in here. So I just put a couple of toys out in between the two playmats because I couldn't think of anything else, and I didn't really want to add like wall hangings just because I thought that the wallpaper kind of didn't need it. So moving on to the main bedroom, I went and looked for some curtains, and I really like these ones from Seasons with the gold like leaves going down them. They're so pretty. And then I grabbed this bed from Dream Home Decorator. And then I used the nightstands from Growing Together. These ones right here on either side. And then one of the dads is actually a musician. I grabbed this chest of drawers from Eco Lifestyle and then this mirror from Base Game. But one of the dads is actually a musician. And has really just been nowhere else to put like anything for him. He's even in the entertainment career. So I put a keyboard in the bedroom because I feel like that would probably be the easiest place for him to practice where it's away from the kids and everything. And then just putting up a couple of pictures. And I go with the pictures from Dream Home Decorator. And then I actually get rid of this other picture that I had already put. And I put some plants that hang on the wall. And they're this one from Eco Lifestyle. And then just going to put some books on top of the chest of drawers or the dresser or whatever you call it. And then just looking through the clutter, trying to see what else I could add. And I found this little basket full of toys that I wanted to add to the corner of the nursery. And then I put this llama over here. There was really no need since they had carpet for rugs in either one of these bedrooms. So just looking to see if there's any other picture I wanted to add. And I found this collage from the movie Hangout Pack. And then moving upstairs, we are doing the bathroom first, so I just grabbed this shower tub combo from Base Game, a Base Game toilet. And like I said, the ceiling can be a little bit annoying, but I found that it wasn't too terrible. So I went with this sink and then this mirror, and that mirror is from high school years, and then just going to put in the toilet paper and the towels and put some clutter on the sink, like toothbrushes. And this is where I kind of remembered I did not do this for the downstairs bathroom. I didn't add toothbrushes or even a hand towel, so I do go back and do that really fast. Just going to add in a hand towel and then some toothbrushes downstairs, and then I'm moving the toddler potties back a little bit. And then moving on to the office. There didn't really need to be anything much in here, so I just grabbed a desk from Seasons, a chair from Discovery University, the Stranger Things laptop, and then putting some clutter. I really like the idea of the writer writing down notes in this journal, so I put one of those over here. I put the like city building decoration over there. Then I was looking for the little caddy thing that has like the scissors and the pencils and stuff in it. And I ended up scrolling past it and finding it and everything. So it went in here. And then I figure he's got bookshelves in here. He's got to have bookshelves in here. So I actually go with some of these like modular ones from the Book Nook kit. And I really have to say, that's probably one of my favorite kits just because I love books and I love the fact that everything in that one was centered around it. So I just changed up the swatch just so that it doesn't look like all of the books are the same. And then I put this little flower that looks like it was made by a kid because I figured maybe Beckett made that for his office. I grabbed this yellow decoration from Dream Home Decorator. And then I wanted some of those book posters from the Book Nook kit. So that's what I'm looking for right now, just trying to find those. And I had a hard time at first finding them. I scrolled past them and then I finally did find them. So I put a couple of those up over here. Just looking through the different options and then just going to go and grab a curtain. I was just going to put up a little one, but I just didn't like how that looked. So I went with this from Movie Hangout. And then the rug that I used is from high school years. It's this yellow one right here. And then moving on to Beckett's room. He was a little hard to plan for just because he didn't really give me a color that he did like. So I grabbed this bed and then I grabbed a wardrobe from City Living. And he actually has a creative genius aspiration. So I kind of played into that and went with maybe he really likes being creative. Here he sees both of his dads are creative, one being a writer, one of them being a musician. So I got him one of the activity tables. I got a violin. I put out the block table as well in here. I got a toy chest. So just everything that you could think of to where he could play and just have his imagination run wild. And then I put out a few toys in front of the toy chest, like he just didn't clean them all up. He just kind of set them in front. So, and again, he didn't really need a rug just because there was really no need for it because he has carpet. So just getting a curtain in here, and I went with this one from Seasons. It matches the one in his dad's room. And then just getting some decals. So I put out this yellow tree, then this little animal reading the book. And I ended up moving the yellow tree to this wall as well because I knew that there was a third decal from Growing Together that I really wanted to use. And it was this one right here. And I really just liked that that it was on I liked the idea of it being on that wall. So just, there was really not much that this hallway needed. I didn't even put rugs in this hallway. I just put this picture. And that was really, besides curtains for the windows, that was really all that I felt like it needed. So right now we're just looking for some curtains. And I actually ended up just going with the ones from the movie Hangout pack. I felt like those just looked the best. And I put them in white. And then moving outside, I grabbed this tree from the base game. And then just going back here, I really liked this tree from Movie Hangout, but I didn't really want it to have like the lanterns and stuff. So I ended up just going with this tree. And then just going and finding everything else I needed. I put a barbecue on the porch. There really wasn't much room on the porch for anything, so I grabbed a picnic table and I put it down here, still well within like reasonable reach of the barbecue. And then I put up these shades. The only problem is that since this house was on a foundation, that shade is actually floating. I did not notice that until I went to do the terrain paint. I just ended up deleting the shade because I didn't want to have to deal with it. And I did get a bike for Beckett. And I was thinking about doing like a splash pad thing, but I decided against it. I went with these swings from, I want to say that's from the Little Campers kit, maybe. And then I grabbed a toddler pool and gave myself more money because it was running out. So I grabbed this slide from Growing Together if you pre-ordered, or if you got it by a certain date. And then out front, I just put some bushes around the front. At first, I went with these yellow ones, but I thought that was just a bit too much. Plus, they kind of kept floating due to the foundation and everything, and I found something I liked a little bit better because, like I said, one of the dads does not like gardening. So while these really look nice, especially with this yellow house, I just did not feel like it was right for this house. And right now I'm just looking for some plants. And this is where I kind of decided to shrink the porch. Just because I didn't think it needed to be that big. There wasn't much that I had planned to put on it. So I'm just shrinking the porch. And getting rid of these 2 extra columns. Fixing the roof again. Putting the little freeze thing back. Trying to duplicate it, but I don't think you can duplicate those. So I'm just putting that up on the front of the house as well. And then just going, and this is kind of where I was not really liking the yellow bushes and how they were looking. So I just decided to get rid of all of them. I was just like, nah, let's just find something else. So I go, at first I was going to go with these bushes, but I didn't really like how those looked either. They just was a little bit too big in my opinion, and if I sized them down as much as I really would have had to make them work, it wasn't going to look right. So I went with these bushes. These are from Base Game, but I really like how this looks just because it does look like someone is trying to maintain it, but they're not like having to spend a whole bunch of time out here maintaining this. Which is the vibe I kind of got from these fathers, especially with one of them not liking gardening. But I did put this bush with yellow flowers out just because I did want a little bit. And then I put like this little succulent stand on the porch. I do change the color from yellow because it kind of blended into the floor at this point. And then I put this little flower box. I think they would have a couple of little flower boxes and things just to make it a bit more inviting. All that's really left is just a terrain paint. So I just used this pebble path from, I want to say that's from Get Together, and then just some dirt around everything else, just putting it around the house and under the flowers and bushes and everything. So we're just going to do that. And I actually ended up, before I upload this to the gallery, I did end up fixing the roof in the front from where I had to pull it over when I got rid of the front porch being so big. It raised it up a little bit more than what I wanted it to, so I do end up fixing that, and the foundation does get fixed. All of that gets fixed, so before it's uploaded, it is finished. The only thing I think I forgot to put terrain paint under is the slide. I even got it underneath the bike, but I totally forgot about the slide for some reason. So, just going to continue putting this along the side of the house. And just making sure it is where it needs to be. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope you have enjoyed. Like I said, this will be available for download on the gallery. My ID is Thundera Shadow. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you won't miss any of my videos. Bye everyone.